More than a century has passed since the tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic in April 1912. Yet the remains of this once magnificent ship still lie deep beneath the waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. Resting at a depth of nearly 4,000 meters, the wreck exists in an environment of complete darkness, freezing temperatures, and immense pressure. Over time, these extreme conditions have transformed the ship from a symbol of luxury and engineering brilliance into a fragile and slowly disappearing relic of history. When the Titanic was first discovered in 1985 by Robert Ballard and his team, the world was amazed to see the condition of the wreck. Even after more than 70 years underwater, large portions of the ship were still recognizable. The bow section stood upright on the ocean floor, with its iconic shape clearly visible. Railings, windows, and even parts of the deck structure appear to be surprisingly well preserved. However, the condition of the wreck today is very different from what researchers saw in those early explorations. Over the decades, scientists have returned to the site multiple times, documenting how the ship has changed. These observations reveal a steady process of decay that is gradually breaking the Titanic apart. One of the most significant factors contributing to this decay is the presence of microorganisms in the deep ocean. Special types of bacteria have adapted to survive in the harsh environment surrounding the wreck. These bacteria feed on the iron in the ship's structure, slowly consuming the metal and weakening it over time. As the bacteria break down the iron, they create formations known as These icicle-like structures hang from the wreck and give it a ghostly appearance. While they may look fascinating, rusticles are a sign that the ship is deteriorating. Eventually, they crumble and fall away, taking small pieces of the ship with them. The stern section of the Titanic is in particularly poor condition. When the ship sank, the stern experienced violent forces as it descended into the ocean. This caused it to twist, collapse, and break apart. Today, the stern is heavily damaged and much of its original structure is difficult to recognize. In contrast, the bow section remains relatively intact, although it too is slowly deteriorating. The famous front portion of the ship still stands on the ocean floor, but closer examination shows clear signs of damage. Railings have collapsed, decks have begun to cave in, and large holes have appeared in the structure. The debris field surrounding the Titanic also provides insight into the current state of the wreck. Thousands of objects are scattered across the ocean floor, including pieces of the ship, furniture, and personal belongings of passengers. These items have remained in place for decades, but they too are affected by the harsh environment. Among the most haunting sights at the wreck site are personal items such as shoes, bags, and other belongings. These objects serve as reminders of the people who were on board the ship during its final voyage. Over time, however, even these items are beginning to deteriorate and may eventually disappear. Another important factor affecting the Titanic is the physical pressure of the deep ocean. At such extreme depths, the pressure is more than 300 times greater than at the surface. This constant force puts stress on the ship's structure, contributing to its gradual collapse. Human exploration has also had some impact on the wreck. Over the years, numerous expeditions have visited the Titanic, using submersibles and remotely operated vehicles to study the site. While most researchers aim to minimize disturbance, some damage has occurred as a result of these visits. Scientists are concerned that the Titanic may not survive for much longer in its current form. Some experts estimate that large sections of the wreck could collapse within the next few decades. As the bacteria continue to consume the metal, the ship is becoming increasingly fragile. Modern technology has allowed researchers to document the condition of the Titanic in great detail. High-resolution cameras and 3D scanning techniques have captured images of the wreck, providing valuable data about its current state. These digital records may become the most accurate representation of the ship as it continues to decay. Despite its deteriorating condition, the Titanic remains one of the most important historical sites in the world. It serves as a powerful reminder of the tragedy that occurred in 1912 and the lives that were lost. For many people, the wreck is considered a memorial, and there are ongoing discussions about how best to preserve and protect it. The story of what the Titanic looks like today is both fascinating and tragic. It shows how even the greatest human achievements can be affected by the forces of nature over time. The ship that was once considered unsinkable is now slowly disappearing beneath the ocean. As scientists continue to study the wreck, they hope to learn more about its condition and the processes that are causing it to decay. These studies not only help us understand the Titanic, but also provide insights into how other shipwrecks and structures behave in similar environments. More than 100 years after it sank, the Titanic still captures the imagination of people around the world. Its story is a combination of human ambition, tragedy, and the passage of time. The wreck, resting silently in the depths of the ocean, continues to tell that story in a powerful and unforgettable way. In the years to come, the appearance of the Titanic will continue to change. Sections of the ship may collapse, and more of its structure may be lost forever. Yet, through modern technology and careful study, its legacy will remain preserved in history, even as the physical remains gradually fade away into the darkness of the deep sea.